I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hey guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. Call me paranoid. Go ahead, call me paranoid. But I need your help a little bit, understanding with something that I've been seeing and the timing of what I've been seeing. It all is kind of curious and goes along with a couple of things I'm aware of course. Okay, so I'm talking about the timing of something that's going on right before the eclipse that's coming, the 2024 Eclipse X, or really should be called XX. So, okay, what am I seeing? Let me start from the beginning. Let's say 3 weeks ago, I noticed that on the main road, I live right on a 4-lane highway that's in between two cities, smaller cities, but I started seeing that the electrical company was replacing all the light poles. They're going through replacing light poles, and no big deal. No big deal. That's normal, right? Okay. So then after that, I noticed that they sent this machinery through that was hurriedly just going through, cutting down all the trees on the side of the road back into the woods about 100 foot. Way back into the woods, like 100 foot. And they were just mowing them down and not picking them up. And, you say, well, they got to replace the light poles. These are mature trees that were there before the light poles were ever put in, some of them. And they're cutting way back further than just if they needed to replace the light poles. But they're cutting the trees back off the sides of the roads way in. And they're, to my knowledge, they're still laying there, and it's been weeks. And that's all the way up and down this major 4-lane highway here. Then I seen one day they're coming through with a road grader, like big road graders they use to plow dirt roads and stuff. They came through and they were scraping the side of the highway. They would take the blade of the road grader and they would go in about 6 feet, maybe 8 feet, 6 to 8 feet into the grass, and they're scraping it level with the highway, basically, making sure that there's no hills or anything. And I thought maybe they're just trying to get rid of the grass for whatever reason. Maybe they're going to lay another line or something. But it's inconsistent. But they did do that. They came through with a big crew of men and scraping 4-lane highway on both sides and in the middle. So in the middle of the lanes, the 2 lanes in the middle, they scraped the sides of the road in there too on both sides. Okay. Then they came after that and they sent workers out going down all the side roads where all the electrical lines run down into the side roads. And they are going through, cutting the trees back fairly aggressively away from all the light lines and stuff. And all this is normal, almost all of it, except for the cutting 100 foot back into the woods and leaving the trees laying there and scraping the sides of the road. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but anyways, most of it's kind of normal. It's like, they're just doing maintenance, right? Okay. They're doing all this in a hurry, one right behind the other, of course. And that's maybe normal too. But I also noticed this truck, or trucks like this. This truck came by the house, and I put those blue marks on there to knock out a couple of signs. Anyways, this truck let me back up. Several weeks ago, I started noticing these large, oversized load trucks come through that had these big square looking things like this on it, and they were covered up. And I wondered what was under here. I wondered what it was. I was thinking, well, it was military equipment, and they've got a shape altering type system over it to keep you from being able to see what it is. But at first, I noticed these trucks were coming through, and they were just taking up one lane. They were just one lane wide, and they were oversized, but they weren't oversized like this, because this one is taking up both lanes of the highway. You can see how close it is here to the edge of the road. It's that close on the other side too. It's taking up 2 full lanes of the highway. And so I'm seeing the smaller ones that are only taking up 1 lane, and I'm seeing the big ones, and I've seen about 20 of them in the last couple of weeks. And I'm wondering, because they're heading west. I'm in South Carolina, over towards the coast, and they're heading west, like if you were going to go head towards maybe the path of the Eclipse. That could be just nothing. But I seen some videos online where some guys were saying that these are some kind of grid equipment from GE. Meaning, I've never seen transformers this big unless it's covered and there's just a bunch of individual transformers in here and they have this cover over it. That's possible. But why, if it was just transformers that don't take up 2 full lanes, why would you stack so many on one truck that you need to take up 2 full lanes? Does anybody know what this is? What's under this tarp here? Okay. Does anybody seen this kind of activity going on around where you're at? I need you to put it in the comments. If you've got video, or if you've got photos or anything like that, you can go to the website and TheSupernatural.Show, and you can submit the video or photos that you have on there as well. And so all this stuff, this is another image of a similar truck coming through that's taking up 2 lanes. This wasn't here. This was in another city that I found that was recent, where it went through. And they'll have police escorts, just like you see with this. There'll be police in the front and police behind, and then other trailing cars and vehicles with them, sometimes even a blacked out SUV that I've seen. I mean, what does that look like? I'm not sure. But there's that. We got all this stuff going on with the Eclipse, and we got the comet. And I noticed yesterday this video of this YouTuber that is saying that Betelgeuse has went supernova, and that it's going to be extremely crazy bright in the sky, like way beyond the brightest star in the sky other than our sun. Okay. So Betelgeuse, and also another star they're saying has went supernova. Whatever, those are the words that they have given us. I could give you a whole other description of what that actually means. Okay. The stars are deity. They're hosts of the heavens. They're angels and other type of hosts of the heavens. And when they're doing this, getting extremely bright kind of thing, they're taking care of business. Okay. It has to do with that. The same thing goes with the comets, okay? Is that these are celestial entities or seeds or signs of, and any of these things we see happening in the heavens, it means that there's going to be something happening on the earth. It's a sign from above saying that this is going to happen. And we've got a ton of stuff that we're going to talk about on the upcoming show. This is just a few little imageries and things that I might get into some of them. These are old paintings of during the Star of Bethlehem, where I'm finding more and more information that makes it look like it might have been a comet, you know. And this is an interesting painting that depicts a comet coming through, and it either is nighttime, and that's the moon, or either there's an eclipse taking place. I'm not sure for sure which. A lot of people outside for a nighttime, but it's just a drawing or a painting, okay? But there's a lot of stuff we got to get into. We're not going to do it in this video. This video is mainly just to get y'all guys to let me know what you're seeing. Are you paying attention to what's going on around you? There are things going on around us that should be signs to us, and we need to come together and tell each other what is going on. So leave that information in the comments, or you can get a hold of me through the website. I have a phone number on there if you've got factual information you want to share of knowledge that you have about something going on or preparation prior to April 7th. Now, I am aware there's one man out there, a black gentleman, that made a video, and he was talking about the electrical companies having a deadline to get all these new transformers and all this new grid components installed. And I'm also aware that 5G, oops, I went and said it, didn't I? I'm also aware that they are making sure that it's all done and installed like by now. Then it's not by coincidence. Not at all. I'm going to be here on this channel. We're going to be filming the eclipse, but y'all guys are going to do the filming. See, we're looking for cameramen or women, of course, to film the event. And you can come here to the website. If you're going to be in the path of totality, I would love it if you would come here and register to be a cameraman. That means all you have to do is click on a link, and it will bring you into our studios live. And you don't have to show yourself or even talk if you don't want to. You just point the camera at the heavens during the eclipse, because it is highly likely that we are going to see some incredible things. And we are going to be broadcasting currently. We've got a lot of people already registered, but we've got quite a few along the path of totality here. But I'd like to have about 2 or 3 more. So if you're going to be in that path, come here and click on register. And you can also take a look at the new updated map here that I've added some more stuff to. This is all the cities that are biblically named, along with a bunch of other information that is in the path of the eclipse and in the previous path of the eclipse. Gosh, lots to talk about, but we're going to do it live on Monday. It'll probably be around 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be diving headfirst into all the new information that we have, and we've got a lot that I'm going to be going into about the eclipse and the things that are going on. Like, all the schools are shutting down. Even in South Carolina, the kids are not going to school on the eclipse day. They're calling it an e-school day, meaning you're staying home but doing your schoolwork on a computer. So in other words, the kids are out of school in South Carolina too. And along the path of totality, they're all out of school. and they're telling businesses to close down. They're closing down national parks like the Monument Park. They're closing it down, which I thought that was way over here or somewhere. It was either New Mexico or Arizona or Utah, maybe. Monument Park, they're closing it down because of respect for the eclipse. And they're closing down city parks. And they're calling out the National Guard because they're claiming there's going to be a lot of crowds. Really? I seen the last eclipse. I was on the 33rd parallel right here. On the 33rd parallel for the last eclipse. I was at the center where all the people should have came. I was on the only main road that goes north to south up and down the coast. And you know how big of a crowd was there? It wasn't. There were some people there, but there was no crowd. There was scattered people here and there. So where are these people coming from? Aren't they all going to be at work? Is everybody going to take the day off to see something that lasts 3.5 minutes? Totality is only about 3.5 minutes. Please leave your comments below and focus on if y'all guys know anything. I have been seeing electrical company or grid company stuff kind of things going on. They may be private contractors that have been hired, or they may be state trucks and vehicles and things too. But either way, yeah, just call me paranoid. That's fine. All right, guys, I'll let you go. I love you. And we'll see you on Monday live. We've got a full panel on Monday, so make sure you see the show on Monday around 2 p.m. or right around there somewhere. Okay? I love you. Our Father in heaven loves you. Judgment's coming.
I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.